Hello and welcome to this new video tutorial of Opencart Accelerated Mobile Pages plugin. In the previous video we showed you the workflow at the mobile end wherein we showed you how we can access the AMP pages for the website on the Google Chrome browser. We also showed you how we can install the OpenCart AMP progressive web app on the Android devices there and how we can access the AMP pages within the same there. So in today's video tutorial, we'll be checking out the backend configuration for the Opencart Accelerated Mobile Pages, and we'll see how the admin would be able to configure the same from the admin backend panel. But before I proceed further with this particular video tutorial there, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So in today's video, we'll be checking out the backend configuration settings for the Opencart Accelerated Mobile Pages, and we'll also be checking out how we can how we can view a particular preview for the AMP pages of our store in the web browser itself from the backend configuration settings. As you can see right now on your screens, we are able to access the AMP page and the AMP website there. Here we can see the left hand side category panel as well, and here we are having the home page. If I want, I can go to any product page as well. So basically you can configure the configuration settings for the AMP from the backend. You can change the background border color, the header color, the footer color, the anchor tag text, what we say as the color, the hover color on the anchor tag, and much more. You can also change the background color for the accordion here after it has been expanded, and before it's expanded, the color of the accordion there, and much more. So let's head on to the admin backend panel and let's see how this can be done from the admin backend panel. So for that, I'll be logging into the admin backend panel by entering the username, password, and tapping on the login button. Now after the successful installation of the Opencart Accelerated Mobile Pages, what you need to do is you need to navigate through extensions, and here you have to choose modules, and after choosing modules, here you have to go to the Webkul Accelerated Mobile Pages plugin and tap on the edit button thereafter, and that would bring up the Webkul Accelerated Mobile Pages configuration section. As you can see, where we have the Webkul Accelerated Mobile Pages, where we can choose the store, set the cron log, enter the Google API key, analytics ID. Then we have the click here to check your AMP website. So by tapping that up, you can check your AMP website, how it would appear to the customers on their mobile devices. Then we have the general settings for the for the AMP homepage there. For the category, for special price, for default checkout option to be selected. Then we have the color scheme for the AMP pages. Then we have the PWA manifest setting as well. So let's go through each of them one by one. So the first option that we have here is the store. So from here you can choose the store for which you want to make use of the accelerated mobile pages and apply or implement to that particular store there. Then we have the get cron log. So if this particular option is enabled, then the log will be generated when the AMP content delivery network will be fetched for your website. This log is sent to server user email address, and this setting depends upon your server user settings basically, and the permissions. So from here you can enable this log or you can enable this option. Then the log will be generated when the AMP CDN will be fetched for your website. Then we have the Google API keys. So here Google API keys needed for getting the Google CDN link if they have been cached by the Google for your AMP page, so that they are served from the Google CDN there. So you have to enter the Google API key here. To get the Google API key, you can tap here on the particular link that we have provided, get Google API key link, and that will redirect you to the particular page wherein you can get your Google API key that needs to be entered here within this particular section. Then we have the Google Analytics for AMP pages. So you can enable the Google Analytics for the AMP pages as well. And if you have enabled it up, then you can enter the Analytics client ID here. To get the Google Analytics ID, you can tap here on the Get Google Analytics ID as well. Then we have the click here to check your AMP website. So if I tap here on this, this would basically bring up the particular AMP website, how it would appear to the customers on their mobile devices. So from here you can scroll between the different banners, check the top selling products that are visible there, uh, the new products in the store, the footer information, right? You can access any of the footer content as well to check their AMP pages. You can check the category as well. You can go to any of the product pages as per your own requirement there. So that's how basically using this particular button that we have provided here, that's the click here to check your AMP website. You can check your AMP website. Also, if you are making any changes to the color scheme here or to the general settings, then you can check the changes that have been reflected there on the front end using this particular section itself. Let's go back to the home page of the AMP website there. Again, we are on the home page as you can see right now. Let's scroll up. Now after we have made the basic configuration settings here and we have seen how we can check our AMP website, then we have three more tabs here. One is general, color scheme, and the PWA manifest setting. Now under the general settings we have the status as enabled or disabled. So from here we can enable or disable the AMP functionality for our store. Then we have the display parent category. So you can enable it to display only the parent category and the subcategory which are marked as top or the parent in the category there. So you can choose this option as enable to display the parent categories, otherwise not. Then we have the show special price. If you want to display the special price for the products, you'll have to enable this option here. Then we have sub menu. So if you enable this, or you can enable it for you if you want to show your subcategories in the AMP pages as well. So for that you have to enable the sub menu as enabled. Then we have display footer links. So here you can enable this option to display the footer links that you are seeing here. The footer links that we can see, like the information, customer service, extras, my account, etc. Then we have display related products. If you want to display the related products in the on the AMP pages or AMP product pages, then you can choose this option as enabled. So basically you have to enable it if you want to show the related products in AMP product pages there, as I've told you. Then we have default checkout page. So you'll have to enable this option if you want to check out with the default store checkout page within the AMP there. Then we have the product reviews on product page. So here you can choose the number of product reviews that would be displayed on the AMP product pages. Then we have the product grid or the product view. You can set it to as grid view or list view. Right now we are seeing it as a grid. As you can see, we can set it as to list view as well. Then we have the product image list size. So here you have to define the width and the height of the product image list size. Then we have the home page slider. So here you can set the title, the link, the image, and the status as enabled or disabled, and the same images that you have added here for the slider would be visible to the customers at the very top. Here you can see that this one and the back one is there. So this one and the back one was visible here in the slider at the very top of the AMP page on the home page itself. Then we have the Facebook app ID. If you want, you can add the Facebook app ID as well. Then we have this social sharing. So you can enable these social sharing options here if you want to show social sharing icons in the AMP pages. So accordingly you can select any one of them or multiple ones as well if you want to show social sharing icons in the AMP pages there. So after this as well, you can tap here on the save button. Then we have the color scheme. So after within this particular color scheme, you can set the page background color. So here you can see this particular color, the light bluish color that we can see here. The same is visible here on the border color. As you can see, light bluish color is there. If we want, we can change it to something else as well. For example, this one, and let's save it up. And after saving it up, if I refresh the page here, the color would be changed for this side panel, as you can see, or the background there itself. So let the page come up. So you can see that the color has changed to darker bluish kind of a thing there. So this is the background color of the AMP page there. Now let's edit it up once again. Let's go to the color scheme. So this is the color that we use for the page background color. Then we have the header color as sky blue. So here's the header color at the top, that's the sky blue color. Then we have the anchor text color as blue. So if I scroll down here and tap here, you can see the blue color is there for the anchor tags, anchor text tags that have been set up. And here you can see on hovering them up, we have a red color. So the anchor text hover color is the red color. Then we have the footer color as black. So here's the footer background color as black. The text color is as white for the footer. Footer text color is set as white. Then we have the button background color as navy, kind of a bluish color there. So if I go to any of the product pages, for example red sneakers, and I view a particular button there, so here's the same color for the button as you can see. If you want, you can change it to something else as well. For example, if you want to make it as red, you can make it as red. Let's tap here on the save button. After saving it up, if I refresh this particular page, the button color would be changed to the red color as you can see here. Right, so this is customizable, so you can customize it as per your own requirement there. The color scheme there for the AMP pages there. Let's go to color scheme. Then we have the button text color. So the button text color is black. The button border color is blue. Then we have the sidebar background color. Now if I bring up the categories here, sidebar, the background color, the same background color has been set here. The same color is here. Then we have the accordion background color and the accordion background expanded color. So the accordion background color is kind of purple and the accordion background expanded color is this one. So here if I tap, here you can see the expanded color for the accordion and the other one purplish color for the accordion background color, purplish, accordion background expanded color as kind of the other one, this one. So this is the color scheme that you can set up. Then we have the PWA manifest settings. So here you can enable the status for the PWA manifest itself. Then you can set up the application name that would be visible to the customers when they are installing the PWA on their mobile devices. After the installation, the application short name that would be set up on their home page. The application icon that will be visible there. Then we have the splash background color. So whenever the customers are opening the progressive web app for the OpenCart AMP, at that time, after tapping on the PWA icon on the home screen, the splash background color would be of the blue color. You can change it as per your own requirement there. And then we have the application header color. So you can set the application's header color as well from this particular section itself, right? So after making the general configuration settings, as we have seen here, the color scheme for the PWA and the for the AMP basically, I'm sorry for that, and the PWA manifest settings here, you just need to tap here on the save button to save the configuration settings, and the same configuration settings would be then visible on the AMP pages there as per your own requirement there. So yes, that was much about the Opencart Accelerated Mobile Pages backend configuration settings, and I hope that it helped you out in understanding the workflow of the same. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions or requirements regarding the same, then you can anytime get back to us at support@webkul.com, or you can raise a ticket at webkul.uvidesk.com as well. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video and have a great day ahead.